So, good evening, everyone. I hope that you're well. I hope that you're doing well. So, kindly, we can just give a minute or two for some of our members to join, and then we can get started. My name is Janet Chesang, a cloud engineer and part of the CloudForceSky management team. And I'm going to be your host today. So kindly let us know where you're joining us from. Kindly let us know where you're joining us from tonight. Where are you joining us from? What part of the country, what part of the world are you joining us from? Engage with me on the chat box. Let us know where you're joining us from. Yeah, I can see Leah from Machakos, Joe from Nairobi, Kenya. Yes, let's continue engaging. Where are you joining us from today for our CloudForceSky webinar? Yeah, Source, you're joining us from Nairobi. Atik, you're joining us from Kiambu. Yeah, let's continue engaging. Canton from Nairobi. Good to see all of you. Where are you currently joining us from? Clinton from Ruiru. Good to see you here tonight. So once again, my name is Janet, and I'm going to host this event. So before we get started, I'll also want to learn of your expectations. What are your expectations? As you can see, we have a special guest from Servercore. Servercore just entered Kenya with a boom, and we still might be having some questions. Yeah, so kindly let us know, what are your expectations for this webinar? What are you expecting to learn from this webinar? Yeah, you can engage me on the chat box. Leah wants to know how to use their console. Continue engaging me. What are your expectations? We are having Servercore tonight. Good. So before we get started, I'm going to introduce CloudForceSky. Who's CloudForceSky? We are a community of cloud enthusiasts, and we have come together to learn, build, and earn from our cloud computing skills and expertise. Our community is open to any individual of any level, beginner, intermediate, and even experts in cloud computing. You can follow us on LinkedIn. You can also follow us on YouTube, where we already have previous webinars. The links are going to be shared on the chat box. Also, if you're interested in joining the community, there is a link that is going to be shared. You can also register to be part of CloudForceSky. So today, once again, we have special guests from Servercore. We have Josephine Kabura and Ismail John. So Josephine Kabura is the business developer manager at Servercore, Kenya. And Josephine is going to tell us who Servercore is, its global infrastructure, pricing, and operations in Kenya. Then you're going to have our second speaker, who is Ismail John. Ismail John is a pre-sale engineer at Servercore, and is going to give us a small demonstration on the Servercore's management console. So I hope that you're going to learn, and I'm very sure that you've come across Servercore because I believe you're all in the space of cloud computing. So if Josephine, if you're on the call, feel free to take over. You can introduce yourself, and also after your presentation, you can introduce Ismail John to take us through.
All right, thank you so much. As you've heard, my name is Josephine Kafura. I am the Business Development Manager at Servercore Kenya. And we will be doing two sections of our presentation today. So I'll just take you through what Servercore is all about, our main products. I'm going to talk about cloud servers as well as dedicated servers, and just do a brief introduction of our platform. Then I'll hand it over to my colleague who will take us through the control panel so that I can just have a feel and a view of how it looks and how it works. So just for the sake of time, let me share my screen. Yeah, perfect. So I'll just start from the beginning. All right. So as I mentioned, my name is Josephine Kafura, the Business Development Manager. So that's just a brief introduction. So basically, Servercore, we are an international premium infrastructure provider with a local presence here in Nairobi. And our mission is to help companies deliver their services to users in countries with technological breakthrough and growth, such as Nairobi, or basically like Kenya. So what about Servercore? We do have 4 data centers in 3 countries, and we have 4 availability zones. And our team, we have over a decade of experience over Europe as well as Africa as well. So this is our geographical regions. We are in Middle Asia as well as Kenya. And these are where our data centers are located. So this basically means where our regions are. Our data center, we do have a tier 3 data center here in Nairobi, and we have partnered with a company called iColo. They provide, we partnered with them where our data center, where our machines are sitting. We are where we offer the cloud platform, the dedicated servers as well. We are certified with we have all the certifications that comes with a tier 3 data center. So basically you can say that your information is very, very, very safe and well stored with us. Being a premium provider, we offer the technology partnership. That means now that our infrastructure, we offer the technology. So we offer the technology partnerships with direct users, partners, resellers. Basically those. We offer free communication through any of our channels. We do not charge for support, migration, or setting up. So we offer free services besides the licenses. We are compliant with international standards. And then we do have new modern hardware, which is 99.98% SLA. The advantage of having the local presence is we offer our customers an option of paying in Kenya shillings as compared to our competitors who only pay through USD. And this is not basically saying that we are converting USD to Kenya shillings. This is an actual just Kenya shillings pricing, and it does not change according to the USD. It doesn't vary according to how, fluctuation of the USD is. So we offer our clients the payment of Kenya shillings. We do have a local availability zone. So this means that especially there are some industries that are locked, that they require to have their data sitting inside the country. So this is very, very good for them, because now it will have to be, because of their availability zone in Nairobi, then this will apply to them as well. Then we are also personal data compliant with all the regulations in Kenya and also international wise as well. I'll just dive into the products and technologies. So this is just an overview of what we have. The Servercore solutions basically are servers and computing. So this is the pre-built bare metal servers, basically the dedicated servers. We do also have the cloud servers. Under the cloud platform, we have the managed cloud database, the managed Kubernetes, and file storage. And the networks, we have the load balancer, we have the global router, and then for security, we are compliant with the GDPR compliance, the Data Protection Act of 2019, and we are also PCI and DSS compliant as well. If you have managed any of you to log into our site from our website, there's a sign up button on the right where you're going to be given an account ID, and then you're going to have the access to our control panel. We do have one of the most user-friendly control panels where it's very easy to use, even for people who are not techies as well. So it's very easy. It's like a self-service kind of dashboard. Then from our site, we do have a documentation section where we have all the knowledge that you would need of all our products. Even just straight from our website, there's a section called documents where you can just search of any of our services or any of our products, and then it's going to pull down all the information that we have on that. And then we do have a free DDoS protection provided for the infrastructure. This is basically to ensure that your data is very protected. This is more of like it's more of a security, so making sure that your data is well protected. Then, as I mentioned, we do have free and real human-powered customer support 24/7. If you have any issues, you're experiencing any issues with our services, there's support options on our control panel where someone will reach out within 15 to 30 minutes. They'll either sort you out or just acknowledge that they have received the complaint, and then they'll be working on it as soon, just to make sure that you're up and running as soon as possible. So for infrastructure solutions of any level, we do have a PaaS solution. So basically, this is mainly very good for developers because they deploy an environment for developing and setting up cloud data apps, cloud-based apps. We do have a DBMS. We also have software envelopes and testing environments as well. We also have cloud platforms where we run a virtual machine in a public or private cloud, where we offer instant scaling and reliable data storage. And then we have the dedicated servers, aka the bare metals, where we rent a pre-built server that fits your tasks. So this is not like saying that you are going to give you like the server to come sit at your office. This is mainly to say that you will rent the space on our dedicated server. So there's a bit of a difference there that I need to clarify for you as well. We are solving a wide array of infrastructure challenges. We do offer cloud migration. So as I mentioned, we offer free migration. Let's say, for example, that you're currently hosting with TrueHost, maybe, for just an example. Then you have you've been hosting there for maybe 3 years and you are looking to migrate. So we're going to do an audit for you. Then we're going to do the free migration for you. So the migration, what means we're migrating the apps and services to the cloud with minimal risk and within a predictable time frame. So we're going to do the audit of the infrastructure and make sure that we will tell you how much time that it will take to migrate your information, and then we're going to make sure that it does not interrupt your business. Do the IT cost optimization. So basically, this means that we audit your infrastructure and optimizing it for cost efficiency. So in case you have any idle infrastructure just that you have purchased that you are not currently using because maybe you do not need it because it's of the scalability, then we'll be able to advise you which solution would fit your needs exactly, so that you also save on money as well. So as I mentioned, we are GDPR compliance, ensuring compliance with the law on personal data. Fault tolerance, this makes sure that the setting up of servers to work without hiccups, and ensuring quick data recovery, assuming financial responsibility and ISLA. So this means that in case something happens under us and something happens to your infrastructure, your data, we will take full responsibility financially. So this is how much we trust in our own services. Then information security, this, as I mentioned, we are setting up the DDoS protection and access control measures. So this is to ensure that your data is protected and who is able to view or access your platform. So cloud platform, we'll just start with the cloud platform. So this is basically the cloud servers. So this is just an overview of how our control panel looks like once you sign in and have the access to our control panel. So this is just an overview of how you will expect to see. So there's this servers and collocations here where you'll be able to view all our servers. You'll also see the cloud platform. This is for our cloud servers, and then this one is for our dedicated servers. And then we also have an inbuilt calculator where you can just play around with the specs and see how much you should be expecting to pay. And then we also offer a per hour payment. We also offer per day, per month, and per year. And of course, when you choose per year, it's a bit cheaper. So we can advise you to just commit to 1 year. But yeah, just to access the control panel, you can go straight to my.servercore.com, and then it's going to take you straight to the page where you sign up, get your account ID, then you can access the control panel. So with the cloud, the ecosystem of the cloud servers, basically the cloud servers, we have a couple. We do have the cloud servers, the cloud storage, the cloud database, and the managed Kubernetes. And for the cloud servers, they're best for any project and ready to use within minutes, easily scalable to meet current challenges. So basically what that means is that, a good example I might use as carrier, maybe when they're using the cloud servers, you see most of the time, not many people are accessing that site at the moment because, it's still not time to file our returns. So there's not much traffic. So with the cloud servers, you can always scale down or scale up. So during that time that we are filing our returns, then you can see most people are trying to access the cloud, their platform. So it's going to scale up, and that's why with the cloud servers, then it's very reliable for the scalability purpose as well. For the cloud database, we have unlimited storage and adaptive load balancing. All data is stored in 3 copies. So it means that we ensure that your data is replicated 3 times to make sure that there is no loss of any kind. We do have the cloud storage, that's S3, which is still about to be launched on our platform. It's not available for the Kenya region, but it's available for the rest of our other regions. It's going to be coming out soon. So it's basically convenient for backup, database, and metadata, and in the scalable environment as well. So for the managed Kubernetes, basically this is the cluster with different type of nodes, node groups in a few clicks on Terraform provided as well. So this is basically all accessible on our platform, on our control panel, the billing systems, the automatic backups, the extensive network capabilities. This is all available on our platform, which I really do advise that you sign up today, and then maybe you can reach out to me, see if we can give you a credit on your platform that you can do testing as well. So for cloud servers for different tasks, we do have a quick deployment. So basically this means that the infrastructure of any specific and complexity without no cost for maintenance and setup. So as I mentioned, we do have free maintenance and setup. There's no service charge on our platform. And then as long as you pay, you're up and running. Within 2 seconds, you're up and running. Irregular traffic loads, I think I have just explained this with the KRA example, where you have no idle resources and easily allocated extra resource for peak loads. So it can go up in case there's a lot of traffic that's on your site, up and down, depending on the situation. We have the development environments. We do have the isolated environment for product testing without the risk to the current infrastructure. So this mainly is best for the developers when they're testing something, then you're given a different environment to test on, so that doesn't affect the actual environment where the platform is sitting. So we'll just take us through the dedicated servers. So we have the dedicated servers to the bare metal, which we can set up within 2 minutes, all access options via the APIs. So depending on how much workload it is, we can start between 2 to 60 minutes after the order, and it's available in all our regions as well. And then you can rent from starting from 1 day to the annual plans that I had mentioned. And then at the moment we do have a 15% discount on our annual plans. So it's better if you just choose to buy the annual plan instead of per day. Then it's free to set it up, and it's convenient management through API or control panels. So this is best. Dedicated servers are best for high load servers, complex computation tasks such as online stores, games, SaaS services, and ERP systems. So these are some of the industries that use a lot of high load services. Then we also have media projects for streaming videos and audios in real-time processing of large amounts of data. So this is like, TV stations and stuff. Then we have the financial institutes for projects that need to ensure the security of customers' data and money from cyber attacks. This is like fintech, circles, banks, and such, like the fintech industry. And thank you so much for that. Just an overview of our services, and over to you sorry, let me just stop presenting. If you have any questions, I think I'll just write my contacts and my email address on the chat where you can reach me, can email me, we can have a one-on-one conversations, and then maybe, can have an in-depth conversation. But over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Josephine, for that presentation. I think we're just going to hold on the questions. We move to Moljan, who's going to take us through a demonstration on Servercore's console, and then now we're going to open the floor for questions. If that is in order, kindly, Moljan, you can take it over.
Thank you, Josephine, for presenting the information about our company. Now that we are familiar with the basic information about Servercore data centers, let's move on to the demonstration in the control panel. And I will show you how to configure a cloud server on the Servercore platform. Just a second, I will make 1 minute. Can everyone see what I'm presenting? Okay.
Yes, it is.
So on the main control panel, we can see that we have we can create a ticket if you have some issues. We can also see what about our transactions and about our profile settings, login history, API keys. So here in the main page, we also can see what is our about total sum of our services that we are using. So we can see that it's the amount is approximate, and so if you choose between this period to upscale your services or downscale, of course your payment will change. So now let's move on to cloud platform. to create our first server. As you can see that I already created some servers, but now we will create it one more time. So here we are just seeing how it will look like when we want to create a new server. So from here we can choose in which region we want to create this server, cloud server. So now I'm choosing Nairobi and the pool Kenya 1A. So here also we can choose the source. Which source we want to install on our cloud server. So here we can we are having like images, so we can install Ubuntu, Debian, Windows, CentOS. So we can choose it. If you don't find the image that you want to install on this server, you can just upload your own image, and then you can also install it on your cloud. So now we are here choosing, let's choose just Ubuntu. Okay. So we can see the information about what kind of configuration does it require. And here we can have like different options. For example, we have like standard configuration. So where we have like for one vCPU, we have 1 GB of RAM. For two, for example, vCPU, we have like 8 GB of RAM. So this is like fixed configuration. We also have a custom configuration. For example, you have like a non-typical requirement. For example, for one CPU, you need like 3 GB of RAM, right? So then we can here choose what kind of storage do we want to use in this server. For example, we have fast SSD. So for example, if you require like fast IOPS, so in this case, this option will be a great fit. Or for example, you want to store some data, but you will not enter it like so often. In this case, basic HD will help you like real well, and also it has a good pricing. For example, if you don't know which type of storage you need, so you can just start with the universal one. So we can choose the universal one. And so the minimum, we can see that it's like 8 GB. So now let's just put like 20 GBs. And it has a really nice pricing, and it's also very good if you start to scaling. For example, you can just start with 20, and then after you, for example, launched, you need some more space, so you can just easily from the control panel, you can change it. I will also show it also. So here we can have a choice of like, for example, you don't want your cloud server to be accessed from the internet. So in this case, you can just choose the private subnet. Or for example, you need you want this cloud to be accessed from the internet. For example, for your just maybe terminal or something like this. So you can choose this one. So I have already created, and I just choose this one. So here we have, you can also select your SSH key if you have. Here we have the password for the root user. I will also show it in our panel where this password can be taken. So for example, if you need anti-affinity, you can just choose the group that you created earlier, so that your different clouds are not on the same host, for example. So it's kind of a choice for you. So at the end, we have like how many CPUs? One CPU, 3 GB of RAM, and universal SSD of 20 GB. So you see that it's not like a typical configuration. So here, like we can choose the pricing model. For example, I can choose like price per hour. So the pricing, the total price, I can see it from here. Now let's create. So usually it takes like about 30 to 40 seconds to be created. And we can see here the status of what is going on now. It's scheduling, and then we can see now that it's building. So now it's mapping. So you can see it online, that the status of what's going on with your server. So now it's active. Now we can access this server inside. And as you can see, exactly we chose that one. It should be 1 core and 3 GB. So it created based on our requirements. So here we have access to control panel. You see. Okay. Now we have. You can enter it. Root. Now you see we have here password. You can copy it from here, or if you don't want to copy, you just can use one of our hotkeys. So you can just enter password and click OK, and it will enter the password and then enter inside the root root. Now we can check if it's if it does have the access to internet. Just a second. Sorry, little bit of lagging. So we can see that it does have access to internet. Okay, I told you that we have this configuration so that we can edit this configuration. So we were just in from the console, we go to configuration, we click on the edit configuration. So you will see that we have one vCPU, 3 GB of RAM. So we have this pricing per month. So the total price we can see here. So for example, we want not custom, but for example, we want like more than 8, for example, cores. So in this case, we have just a maximum of 8 cores in the custom. But if you want more, we can go to fixed one and can choose, for example, more. For example, we need like 12 cores, right? So we can choose this one, and then the costing will show you here how much will it cost you per month. But also you can it can be built pay as you go. So we chose 8 cores. So apply, and so when we apply, it will restart the server. So just make sure that everything is okay. Okay, we apply. Okay, here we can see that the resize is being prepared. So the status, the online status, you can see it from this place. So it's migrating. So it's finished. Now we will wait when it will be active. So as you can see, just it didn't take a lot of time. So now our configuration is ready with 8 cores and 32 GBs. Okay, for example, we want to change the volume of our disk. If you remember, I told you that if you can start with the SSD universal, and for example, now you require like more space in your SSD. So here you can just resize it. So it's a really nice feature because when you start, you don't know how much you need. So we can just start with what is your current requirements. And then you can just resize it based on your requirements, the new requirements. For example, I need like 30 or 42 GB. So I will save it. Okay. Enter the root. We enter the password. Now let's check if we have access to our new size of disk. So you can see that now we have like I hope it's you can see it like it says that in disk dev SDA we have 42 GB of disk. So now we have successfully resized our disk. Okay. Okay, now let's try to create a server which is, for example, you need for your company needs, for example, dedicated server. In this case, we can from cloud platform we can go to servers and colocation. Just click on this, and you can see the servers here. So I have pre-built the server before, so now we will create another one. I just clicked on the order one. So here we have like basic information. So you can choose in which region we want to create it. So I will choose Nairobi, and the pool it will be Nairobi. Okay, and here we can choose also the billing option. For example, you need the dedicated server for 1 day, for 1 month. So the longer you use our dedicated server, the more discount you will have. For example, I will choose 1 day billing option. So, okay, here we can see what kind of servers we are available in Nairobi. For example, you need Intel Xeon with 3.5 gigahertz and 6 cores. Maybe you need more cores, so you can choose in this case this setup. So let's take this one. So now we have the information about configuration. So we have a RAM of 32 GBs and the volume of 1 terabyte of SSD and NVMe. So like in total, it will be like 2 terabytes. Also, we have a private network access to port to private network of 1 GB and SLA, so the 24/7 technical support. Okay, we have chosen the region, we have chosen the pool. We can choose the operating system here. Let's choose Ubuntu. We can choose the SSHK if you have. Okay, here we go. Okay, the billing option will be like 1 day for us. So total amount for 1 day, it will be 2,380 Kenyan shillings. So I'll just check it up if everything is okay. Okay. So you see that you can pay now. Okay. So now, okay, the server password will be visible for 24 hours after deployment. So you can change it after it's been created. So usually it takes like 15 minutes, but so for the sake of simplicity, I already had built previously the server. So just it's the same server, just not to wait for 15 minutes. I will just go to here. You see that it's really the same. Now here you can see the status of what's going on with your server. Now it's setting up. Just for the sake of simplicity, just go inside this server. So here we have the server, the ports, so we can see that what's your LAN, the operating system. For example, you need to change your operating system, or you need to change the disk from which you want to boot your server. So here you can change, you can click on the change boot. then you will have the option from which HD you want to boot. If you have other IP, you can have here the list of this IP, but now I have only one. Okay. So information about configuration, we can see it from here. And what kind of services are connected to it, we also can see it from here. Okay. I wanted to ask, okay, just a second. Okay, for example, in the beginning, you created some cloud server, you are just started to scale, so your company's requirements started to grow, and you want to, for example, connect, for example, different servers within the same network. So when you start in the beginning, you don't know how much it will how much will it consume in the future, how much people will start using your services. For example, if you start to grow really fast, the beginning of the first service that you create may not have enough performance so that you can run smoothly. So what you can do in this case, you can use, for example, you created additional servers, but you want to connect them within the same network. So we have an option here to create a network. So it's called Servercore Global Network. So what kind of advantage will it give you? For example, you created like 2, 3, or 5 different servers, maybe the first one, it was cloud, then you decided to add, for example, dedicated server. Now you want to connect them within so that it's in the same network. So here we have an option to create a router. For example, we will call it their network. So create a network. So we can choose here the location, the pool, LAN. Okay. So we can see the status from here. So it takes a bit of time. Okay, 1 second. Just let me check. So from here, you remember that we created cloud. So from here, we can connect to global router, and we can select the global router. takes a little bit of time. Oops, something went wrong. Okay, if it's successfully created, you can see from the network map how it's connected to the router. For example, if you have like several clouds, it will be shown here and connected to another cloud. So, for example, we created only one cloud, so it's connected to the router. Then we create another cloud, so it's connected to this router, and they are on the same, for example, network. That's it about the demo. To sum up, so you can choose from depending on what are your needs. You can choose if you need, for example, a dedicated server or, for example, cloud server. You can choose. You can start from like really basic configurations, and then you can scale it. I also showed you how to scale the cloud platform, so you can change the disk, you can increase the number of cores, you can increase the RAM. So it's really flexible. So and also after you created several clouds, you can also connect them via our global network. So they will be like on the same network, so that you don't lose too much on internet traffic. So they will be on the same network. That's it, I think.
Okay, thank you so much, Ismail John, for that presentation. I'm sure the members here now have an insight and are now aware of Servercore's global infrastructure. So kindly give the presenters some hand. Yeah, so in the meantime, the floor is now open for questions to Josephine and Ismail John concerning the Servercore's infrastructure. So kindly, if you're ready, you can just raise your hand. I'll be able to see it. I don't know the first question. Do you have questions? So in the meantime, I'll pick the questions that are from the chat box. So Clinton is asking, how does it fare against the other big cloud providers, for example, AWS? That is the first question on the chat box. Then Patrick is also asking, do they have a free tier and materials to learn about their offering? Yeah, and then Joe asked if there are data centers in Kenya. So you can still address that. Yeah, so we can pick the three questions as other questions streaming.
It's okay. I think I can handle that. Yes, we do have a data center in Kenya. I did showcase, we have a tier 3 data center. It was part of my presentation. We do have a data center here in Kenya. Then I'll answer what is the comparison between us and AWS and other players. Basically, we do offer the exact same solution. We just It's just that they are bigger than us at the moment, but we offer the same solution. And we have made it very local for our guys for the Kenyan market, because we, as compared to AWS and maybe Microsoft, they do not have a data center here in Kenya. They do not offer their customers payment in Kenya shillings. So that is the main difference between us and them. And what was the third question? I think I missed that one.
Yeah, so the third question was from Patrick. Do you have a free tier and also materials to learn about the offering?
Yeah. So as well, we do have a document section on our website. If you go to our website on servercore.com, there's a document section where we have all materials about our services and everything that you will need to know of whatever we offer. So we do have a document section about a trial. It depends. It's on case to case per se. Depending on what kind of project, that means that we'll have to have a conversation, a sit down. I understand what kind of concept or project that you're working on, and then we will see internally what kind of a credit and bonus we can credit you on. So it depends really on what kind of projects you're running. Yeah. So it's very personal. We are very personal as compared to a very generic approach. We need to talk to our customers just to understand what they need, so that we have a very personal approach. That's all I can say. Yes, I also saw a question there about hiring. Yes, we were hiring like a week ago for the sales position, just like mine, but but we already found someone who's going to be joining us very soon. So yeah, it's just a little bit late of a question, but yeah, not anymore at the moment. Sorry. Oh. But you should, if you want to check us out, you can always follow us on LinkedIn. That's where we post all our jobs. If you're interested, you can always follow us up on there. Then, just be on the lookout.
Okay.
And
I believe that.
What are the biggest challenges our offices? What about partners? We do work with partners. We do have a reseller program. We have a reseller program. So if you're interested in a reseller program, then you can always reach out to me. Then we can have that conversation. We do offer a partnership certificate, and then we also have a discount for partners, a 25% discount for resellers. So if you're interested in the reseller business, then you can always reach out, and then we can link you up on that. And then I saw a different question on what are our challenges in the Kenyan market. Basically, it's more of vendor lock-in. That's the main challenge with customers right now, that they're locked to different partners or different suppliers. So they need to find a solution to get from one partner to the other. But we do offer free migration, free support. So once the client organizes on their side how they would want to leave their old partner, then we can do the migration for them for free. But that's the main challenge with customers. But we're offering a very seamless transition on our platform. So yeah.
Okay. I think, Josephine, you've addressed most of the questions in the chat box. So does it mean if somebody has some workload or would like to experiment on the platform, they have to reach out to you?
No, you can still log in on our site, and then you can just access the control panel without, you can still see the panel, you can just play around with it. But if you can continue to buy, but for those looking for a trial period, then that's the only time that, depending on the projects, mostly for customers, if they have a customer that they're looking to migrate to our platform, and they need to be sure that it's a stable platform, then that's when we can have that conversation, if they're making sense.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, that is what I meant, if they need some credits for experiments. Yeah, so I want to believe that most of the questions have been addressed. Do we have more questions? Myself, I have a question, Josephine. Your infrastructure redundant for critical workloads, that should be hosted in our region, Kenya? Sorry, did I lose you?
Me? I was saying, was it me?
I am not sure, or maybe it is my network. Maybe I can just come up again with my question.
Yes, you asked Josephine, and I think it was lagging, right?
Yeah.
Could you please repeat the question?
Okay, yeah. So the question is, how is your infrastructure redundant for critical workloads if it has to be hosted in our region in Kenya?
Maybe I can answer, right, Josephine, or you will take it?
Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, we have SLA of 99.98%, so which is really high. So as you can see, as you saw from the presentation of Josephine, it was clear shown that we work with the only the highest standard. So it's tier 3 is the highest standard now we have in Kenya. So it's really good. For example, in my country, we have data centers which doesn't have tier 3 certificate, but have a tier 2 certificate. So you are really, really lucky in this case that you have such a high standard data center. So about the fault tolerance, for example, for the clouds, we have 3 replications. So maybe, for example, you lost something, for example, when you anything can happen, but we have 3 copies of this cloud. For example, for the database, we have 2 replications. So you can be sure that our services are aligned with the high standards that is offered in the region.
Okay, thank you. So do we have more questions for Ismail John and Josephine in regards to Servercore? Okay, so I can see we do not have any more questions. So I think we are going to close it at that. But thank you so much, Josephine and Ismail John, for finding time to attend our webinar. Also for giving us more information on who Servercore is and responding to the questions on Servercore's operation in Kenya. Also, a big thank you to everyone who has been able to attend our webinar tonight. I know it's late night, but you have created some time to be here. Also, a recording is going to be available if you want to review that. And remember to follow us on YouTube, on LinkedIn, and if you want to join our community. As I said before, we are a community of cloud enthusiasts, and we're looking at learning and growing together. So a link will be shared if you want to join our community, if you're already not a member. So that's it. If you don't have any questions, I think we're going to wrap it at that. Let me just confirm that we don't have any more questions so that we don't lock anyone. Ismail, you have something to say?
Yes, thanks everyone for joining us. You know, I really enjoyed it. It was the first time that I'm making this kind of demo, so I really enjoyed you guys. I really hope that we will work together to reach the new heights. So I hope the people who are in this community are really passionate about the cloud technology, and I hope your community will also grow really high and will make change, will make impact in the Kenyan region, not only in the Kenyan region, but also in the whole Africa. I hope, guys, we will work together to make your country, your region really, really get to a big success. So thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Ismail. I think the members here are very enthusiastic, and maybe we're looking forward to making our region greater and also cloud adoption in Kenya. So thank you so much. I don't really want to lock anybody out. If you have a question, our presenters are still here. But if you don't have, kindly follow us on YouTube, follow us on LinkedIn, and if you want to be one of our members, a link will be shared where you can just register to join our community. So with that, I want to believe that everything has been addressed. So from here at CloudForceSky, let me take some time to wish you a blessed time. See you next time in our webinar. Bye-bye.